let's have this bowl of water, because there is what we call the universal practice that we have to cut every single materials underwater, so water goes up and no air enters the plant. This is for longer preservation of the materials. Remind practitioners and Ikebana practitioners that you always have to consider the place where you're going to display your arrangements. This material looks very colorful, attractive, and tall. So I'm going to use it for my height. Lily. I don't know if this can be considered a stargazer, but this belongs to the family of Lily. Too much, too big, too many. So in my school, we are very odd number, okay? From 2 is allowed, but for 3, 5, 7, 9, and so on. This is how far I've gone. So you're tallest, and then we call this the subject stem. We call this the object stem. Now I'm adding one more material, and we call it subject, object, and the secondary. What do you think of this leaf? This is beautiful. This is what you call variegated monstera. To me by my friend Norma. I'm done, but I'm going to add on some filler, accessory, or something that will harmonize the 1, 2, 3 materials that I have already added. We add this on, but we try to limit adding on more accessories because we want our arrangement to be airy. It has to be airy and fresh looking and not cramped up. Okay? So this is the finished arrangement. Thank you. Theme this year, Transcendence. Did I say it right? Transcendence, going beyond the limit, you know. This is not to be supposed to be on top, but it should be standing up. But instead, we can do yellow roses. But I have to remove some of the leaves. What touches the water has to be removed. Why? Because if the water touches the leaves, it wilts fast and it becomes, how do you call that, rock? The water will wilt faster because it will contaminate the water when it starts wilting. So, your life, yes, it always have to be fresh. I can't wait until later, but I want to acknowledge the kindness of this doctor besides me, who just donated the scissor that we're going to use later. Can you give him a hand? So participants are very lucky today because you will not only bring home your arrangement with those bamboo vases that I made especially for you, but also the beautiful silvery scissor that is going to be part of the prize.
Lahat? Hindi oh. Manghuhula lang.
That your work will not be correct until you clean up your pen. And it's training, of course. But here in the Philippines, we have someone to do it for us. So there we forget. If we observe that our work is not being checked because we have not cleaned up. The finished arrangement. Thank you. We call this bagging. It's a wild vine that we find in the wilderness. I will show you how we're going to use 2 years. Also, I have to acknowledge this friend of mine who is one of the big collectors of bamboo in the Philippines, Kay Gozon Jimenez. You know, she allows me to harvest her bamboo in Forbes and in Ayala, Alabang. But I found out that bamboos this year are very payat. I think they suffered from a lot of stress. Of course, not COVID, but typhoons, because some of it got uprooted. And I noticed that they're very small. This vine to show you that we can add on props, something like this, to make it different and interesting. Shantos or paper roses, and it's light. Maybe you can take a look on how it's placed. My first one, I'm going to cross body, or in English you call it
Crossbar. Bar.
cross crossbar to keep your arrangement intact. Okay? You are allowed, for the rules, you are allowed only to use the quarter. But then, because it's so small, you can use the whole thing and we can break the rules. Because it's so small. Okay? But usually, when our teacher is very strict, we're supposed only to use 1/4. Why? Because the rule is if you use only one small hole, you can concentrate placing them there because the material should appear as if they sprout from the same source. Okay? So, hindi sila kalat. So, they are not scattered looking. They're concentrated and they are gracefully going to different directions. So, I tried only to use light material. Or properly, you can also use alstroemeria. And then I will add on also some light, very this is a very interesting material. And this belongs to family of later. Carnation. But when I forget some names of materials, before the end of my demonstration, I will be able to give it to you. Very easy for the flowers to wilt now because it's really getting hot. And this is a very interesting flower, but it's already starting to wilt. There's black dots in the center, and it's kind of interesting. So we use this for pillars or add-ons to give it some color. In Ohara School, there is always something in front that goes towards the front in 45 degrees. Why? Because in Japan, Ikebana arrangement always is a sign of welcome to visitors when they visit your home. So there is a part of the arrangement that goes forward about 45 degrees, and we call it object. And this is the simple finished product that you can later follow also. We can make big arrangements and small, tiny, weeny, cute ones. So if you have no vase at home, imported vases, expensive ones, you can always use cut bamboos, okay? And it's environmentally friendly and it goes back to the good Mother Earth, okay? But plastic is a no-no to us. Hindi naman sin. But if we use plastic as if we are sin, drying materials are excusable, especially with our theme. So this is painted silver, this right here. It has interesting our donor.
Different na. Will make it different.
Insular Botanical for giving
No more
us these
seriousness.
beautiful blooms. Even
After pandemic na.
our arrangement for the ceremonial is
No more hard work.
donated
Yeah.
by
You should have fun na, di ba?
his company.
Ang galing magluto ta. Ang galing magluto. Ilagay ko dun siya. Sa likod. Oh,
Mas maraming gusto na pa.
talaga?
Kasi hindi na sila po.
Okay.
Tsaka, kung mag-transfer sa channel pa, para kita sa suga.
Sa Gcash lang.
This is the finished arrangement. And then the second one is 3/4, which is the second tallest. This is the way we massage or we manipulate fresh materials. We massage them, we warm them up with our hand and fingers put together to slowly curve it to the right curve you wish, or to the right direction. And then add it underwater. And I want to show you the triangle. Okay? You should be able to find the triangle in your arrangements in Ikebana, because in Ikebana there is no such thing as the same heights. All the materials inside the arrangement have different heights and length. That's why they call it the perfect imperfection. You will be assured that you will be on the right track. I have to add some. Guess which one I should add on? This one or this one? Add this one. Why? Wow. It's sweeter too. Okay. So you kind of untangle them. And we make it short because this is already long. Can you explain the hands-on after this?
Over. You have to get a number so you know
Anyway,
when.
this is the finished product.
Volunteers, come on.
Okay.